All right, so we'll go ahead and get started, right?
Let's do this.
I appreciate you guys coming through, and let's get down to business. Welcome to Shop Talk+. I'm Chris Levario with COP Studios.
And I'm Dappa Dan.
Jim Grundy.
All right, so first of all, I want to thank everybody who watched our first episode. It's the prototype #1. We are going to discuss everything: transportation, success, entrepreneurship, cars, guns, shoes, culture, sports. So I want to thank you all for your time. Since our last episode, a lot has happened, right? So what's new with Sisu, Jim?
Man, it's 2023, new year, new energy, new vibe. We're gearing up to go to Mississippi. We're expanding into Oklahoma. We've got new contracts, new vendors, folks clamoring to get Sisu trucks on their projects. So it's been nice. We're just, kind of shuffling the deck and sorting out the cards right now and getting everything where we want it. But opportunity is still amazing.
What I love about what's going on, like it seems like right now you have this big push.
Yeah.
You just made a deal with the radio station.
Odyssey.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, Odyssey. We're going to be statewide in Texas and parts of Oklahoma on every station that Odyssey owns. It's like 150 channels.
What?
So we'll be on there starting January 9th.
AM or FM?
FM.
FM?
It'll be on 105.3 The Fan, 103.7, and then on the Texas Radio Network.
Congrats, Jim. That's big, bro. That's
30-second
awesome.
spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you calling this a record year for Sisu? 23?
We're going to put up a 50 spot this year.
50. Wow.
50 spot.
So we're going to do a 50 spot. We had to do a 50 spot.
Well, that's nice.
All right.
50 spot ain't bad, right?
No. We're going to put up 50.
Now, Jim, I want to tell you something.
I'm going to pull a Luca.
There you go.
The 60 triple double spot.
Yeah, 60 spot. Oh, no.
Now, I want to tell you something. As I was editing the episode, I sent you to Dappa. You know what he said? What did you tell me?
So I was sharing with Chris, man, the last episode that we did, you really inspired me. So I went home, was talking to the wife, started stalking your YouTube a little bit and your website, and something hit me like a ton of bricks, man. And I'm an entrepreneur. When I see an opportunity, I run with it, right? So much so that when I'm excited about something, I go and I pray about it. And then I'm starting to pray about it. And I wanted to throw something out there and see what you thought. I'm so excited about this idea, and hopefully you guys will be too, but what would you guys think if we used me as a guinea pig and I went and started driving school? Go and get my license, get my CDL, go through the process, someone that has nothing to do with the industry. I don't even know what it is that I'm doing, but use me as a guinea pig. For our viewers out there watching, for those of you that have been thinking about getting into the industry, but you just don't know how, you don't know what the process is, and it's just your doubt and your fear that's holding you back, well, I could be the guinea pig. I don't know. What do you guys, Chris, Jim, and you guys walk me through it?
Yeah, I can walk you through it. The insurance companies determine who run for us at the end of the day.
I didn't know that.
Right? So insurance companies give us a set of criteria, and the #1 criteria you have to have is 2 years CDL verifiable experience. 2 years. So, and you got to be at least 23 years old, right?
Oh,
so
I'm 24.
You're 24.
So
you're good.
I'm good.
No, so 2 years verifiable, and that's the hardest requirement for the young up and comers.
Okay.
A lot of insurance companies are starting to rethink that because there's a shortage in trucking and companies are begging for truckers.
Right.
You could also consider that we have guys doing 23,000 a week, and you have guys standing outside our door saying, "Hey man, I'm at 20 months. I'm at 22 months." And the answer is no.
Wow.
I need 24 months.
No. Strict.
Okay. And there's nothing we can do about that. Once you get that, join us. You fill out your application. In 3 days, we'll have you with the trainer in the field where you're side by side making money with someone else making money. We give them a little bit of extra on top to make sure that they go slow and show the new guy what to do. And after 3-4 days,
wow,
you're on your own, man.
That's awesome.
You're doing 14, 20,000 a week.
That's awesome.
And what we see, and so like someone like yourself that's established, got an awesome business going, we get a lot of investor money. So folks go out and buy a truck. Chris has talked about doing it. We have folks that have got up to 10 trucks with us, making more money with us than they are in their own companies.
So you just said something just made my ears perk.
Yeah.
So rewind. You said that you've got people that have 10 trucks with you?
Oh yeah.
10.
10.
So I could do that as well?
Yeah.
I could have my own team
And we
under your umbrella?
And under my umbrella, our authority, and we manage the truck top to bottom. We are vertically integrated to you hand us your asset, we'll do the rest.
So then that means that you give me the leads. I don't have to worry about looking for my routes.
We do it all.
I just show up.
Show up, and we'll even staff your truck with the driver.
You guys hear that? Man, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm committed. So when I commit, I commit.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
But hey, Jim, what about somebody that has no experience, somebody that knows absolutely nothing about the?
You're gonna need to go to driving school, number one. Number two, you're gonna need to get on with a company like JB Hunt, Schneider, Swift, one of the big boxes. Get your 2 years in. The reason they do that, typically they do a lot of road testing, and I come from JB Hunt, amazing company, the biggest publicly traded trucking company in the world, right? Fantastic company. But, you know, they exist, and their clientele is a specific group of drivers, and typically it's the inexperienced, right? People go cut their teeth in there, and then once they get comfortable, they'll get outside of JB Hunt and go pursue what they want to pursue.
That's awesome.
But in our space, we're bulk pneumatic. We're very specific, very niche market, considering, you know, you'll see guys backing up their trailers and on these docks. That's not what we do. Our guys are hands-on, in the field, pulling hoses, pressuring tanks. These are oil field professionals, not so much truck drivers. Truck driving is an aspect of their job. They have to, you know, certain requirements to meet. But we're oil field guys. It's dirty. I mean, well, I have a guy last month. I won't give his name. He pushed 100,000 in 1 month revenue. I want to say he's like $97,000.
Wow.
And he's clearing 55% of that, so he's 60% of that after fuel, maintenance, and all that. So he brought home 55, 60,000 net 1 month.
So somebody that does not want to drive, we bring you a truck. You buy the truck, bring you the truck.
Yeah.
Y'all take care of everything else.
Yeah, we'll put a driver. We vet the driver. We make sure the driver's trained, but we typically, if it's somebody else's truck that we're sourcing a driver for, we're not putting anybody in there, because if we just put anybody in there, we're going to have to keep finding people for that truck. We want to establish, and we've been doing this so long, we've got a list of names, folks waiting for trucks, or you know, our black book's deep with really good quality drivers that know how to make money. So, because you got to think, these drivers make 33% off the top. So if they're doing 15,000 a week, I mean, think what 33% is. That's $5,000. 5,000 times 52, they're making $250,000 a year to drive a truck.
It's got nice rates.
Go down here to any other trucking company, and you might be good to do 60, 70,000 a year driving a truck, right?
Wow. There you go.
You know, nowadays, it don't matter what industry you're in, you cannot walk into that type of change.
No.
and the funny thing is, we don't even have to offer that, but you know, typically, if you're looking at salaries of employees and what you should pay your staff, you look at the market, and the market determines what you should pay your staff. We don't have a single office employee that makes market. We're 20, 30% minimum in every position in our building. Okay. Our drivers are making 300% more than the market average right now in Dallas-Fort Worth, right? You have local guys here that are humping it 45, 46 weeks of the year, making 60, 70 grand a year. That same guy with us, come on, man.
What other companies are structured as Sisu is that are doing what you're doing for your drivers? Are there other competitors that are on that level?
Yeah, the first company I started. Yeah. Okay. It's called, I don't even want to mention the name. Okay. It don't matter. There are a bunch of busters down there. But I started a company, the first model with this, and it was the first company in oil and gas history that was designed this way. So we start the company, it takes off, you know, made some mistakes, just like we're talking about starting trucking school. You start your first business, you're going to make mistakes. So, you know, it took me $500,000 to start that company. Company two, you talk about learning curve, took me $80,000. Right? Company one, it took me 90 days to get my first dollar. Company two took me 25 days. Just you know the shortcuts, and you know what bear traps to avoid. So that's just the deal. I mean, we're in a really nice spot now where our staff is comfortable, our drivers are fat and healthy.
Nice.
And I don't mean physically, I'm talking financially, right?
Nice.
The best feeling in the world is on Christmas Day, you don't hear guys screaming about where's my money. You know why? Because they already have it.
Yeah.
They've been making it all year. Our squad is, we've got half millionaires this year. And it's awesome.
Amazing. Yeah. That's outstanding.
Yeah. And that's why we call this Shop Talk Plus. Okay, so that present day Sisu energy, you're breaking all these records. Let's rewind it back a little bit, okay? I want you to name 3 game changers for you in business. Name 3 game changers, events, advice. I mean, there's more than 3, obviously, but name 3 things.
The top 3?
Just
that
aha moment, you know what I'm saying? Like that light bulb went on.
Yeah, I don't want to get too deep on you guys here, but I would say the first one was my childhood. Grew up with my dad, and I saw a very successful man who had the world, and then I also seen the backside of that where he lost it. And when you grow up with money and then you don't have any money,
that's a game changer.
That's a game changer, right? You're like, oh, look at that Harley.
That's a beaut.
So I would say that's number 1. I think number 2, the biggest eye-opening experience in my life was 2007, the housing collapse. That was devastating to a lot of industries, and at the time we were in the restaurant industry, if you remember. Right? And so that was catastrophic in our world. So that's when I decided to go to grad school. It's like, I have to do something outside of what I know how to do, and I need to get uncomfortable real quick. And so that's did that. And then the third one, I would say people. There's folks like Jim Thompson, our former GM, Fernando, Leslie Wendell, Joshua Vance, people that have really, I think back on folks that managed me and how patient they were. And it takes a master to not just be good at their craft, but know how to coach and develop other people.
Absolutely.
And to be of service to other people like that and care about someone's career like that, I'm always indebted to those people right there. So
I'm the first one to say that I run a service-based business. Now, you could take that in so many different ways, right? But it was my persistence in going to somebody say, hey, I'm so desperate to prove what I can do. I'm so desperate to prove some value. Now, Dappa, name 3 game changers, buddy.
3 game changers for me, I would have to start off with my parents. If it wasn't for my parents giving me my first loan to buy my first business, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. So I'm very thankful for my parents because they believed in me. They saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. And if it wasn't for my old man just really going out on a limb for me and believing in me, so thank you, Dad, for that, and I love you for that, and I always will, Mom and Dad. And so family, the family union is very important. And I'd have to say for me, backing my parents, because it's easy to buy a business, but it's also, there's a difficulty in maintaining the business. They're 2 totally different things. So my wife and my children come into play because they're my support team, right? My wife, day in and day out, she's in there, she grinds with me in the behind the scenes and maintaining the business. And my son, he's 27, he helps me manage, he manages the other location that we have, and he manages, helps me here as well. So having the right support team is definitely key for me. Another thing was, I guess would be coming out of the Stone Age. And what I mean by that is when I came out of the Stone Age and stopped doing things manually, like through paper, and I created a website, the website opened up a whole nother door for me, which allowed me to meet a completely different market, if you will, demographic of people that would bring them to Dappa Dan's. So through the website, we created the appointment app. So that was a big game changer for me. So family, coming out of the Stone Age, using technology for your benefit, and having the right team, because when I have the right team, it allows me to not be so much behind the chair, doing services, it allows me more to be more creative and be behind the scenes. And that's when I really shine, is when I'm behind the scenes, because it allows me to do other things, and it allows me to market, it allows me to do this. You know what I'm saying? So that is important for me, was having the right team.
Nice. Well, quick story about me. My first year in the film school, you know, we didn't grow up poor. I did grow up in a pink trailer, but I'm not gonna say we didn't have anything and everything we wanted. Trailer? Bro, no, nobody knew anything about this trailer, bro. Come on, man.
Why pink, Chris?
Well anyways, long story short, my grandmother co-signs for my college loans, right? So I'm 8 months into school. I get called down to the administrator's office. They say, hey, here's a bill. If you don't pay this bill, you can't continue to go to class. I'm like, $6,900 bill. You know,
whoa.
You know, now it's a different ball game. You know, now we can pay it off. But at that point in time, $6,900, I didn't even save $1,000 a month.
Correct.
So, and I asked, so what changed? They said, well, your grandmother's credit score dropped. Me not knowing what I was doing, right? I immediately signed up for new loans. So check this out. It was 12 different loans. Okay. As soon as I signed the dotted line, they rolled 12 loans over at $4,000 a pop.
Wow.
So that in 2 seconds, boom, an extra 48 G's added to my tuition. I didn't find this out till after I graduated, started asking questions. But that was a big game changer for me because—
That's massive, bro.
Yeah, because I'm like, what am I gonna do, right? Just kind of, you know, how are you gonna survive? That's that Sisu energy moment, right?
Man, when you're stacked, odds are stacked against you and you're about to die, and you come out swinging, and you're like, where does that come from?
That's just—
Where does that, I'll give you a game changer. You want a good one? And all of us have had it. Kids.
Yeah.
Having a kid. You want to get serious about your life? Go have a kid.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I'm not telling you to go have a kid to get serious, but you want to know, like, when things like, all right, I gotta get right. I mean, there's people depending on me. You know, you have folks like a kid depending on you, and you know they're vulnerable. And
yeah, it's not about Jim Grundy anymore.
That's a good point.
It's not about
it really
that.
That's a motivator right there.
Yeah,
like,
no, it really
is.
is.
Kids watching you, and
fatherhood will—
So now you just touched on
you.
something, okay? You got 2 shops. You're in Texas Harley-Davidson. You show up on Tucker Carlson, Fox 4 News. It looks good on the forefront, but is success easy?
Absolutely not.
no, but it has consequences, man. It has heavy consequences. I mean, your personal life is going to come under stress. Your professional life, you want to lose friends, be successul. That's the truth. Because all the people that you grew up with, thinking that you were, you know, they were really supporting you. When you become successful, you'll find out the metal behind every person you know. You'll find out whether are they of service, are they genuinely happy for you? You'll see jealousy, greed. I mean, it's ugly. Yeah. And so I would argue that being successful also has brought me probably to my quietest time in my life when it comes to kind of like what Drake said. I've been losing friends and finding peace, and that's true. But it's isolating. It can be lonely at times. But I also think what Harry Styles said in one of the songs lyrically, he goes, "You can't prop the door on the way to the sky." And you think about what he's saying. You can't bring everybody with you when you're trying to be successful. You're climbing up.
You want to. Right.
You want to,
right.
But
it's not real.
And to think that in your personal life, that as you become more successful, you're changing as well. Something inside you is evolving. And hopefully it's for the better, but to think that the people around you are evolving at the same rate, the same pace, it's just not realistic.
It's not.
And so you start burning, you know, you start burning relationships that you don't want to, but there's a price, there's a consequence.
Very well said.
It's complicated.
There's no right or wrong answer. What is a lot of money to you?
Woo. What is a lot of money? When you get to the point where you don't want to lose it.
That's a good short answer that shuts the room down.
No, I mean, the creepy thing about when you get money, you become more paranoid when you have it than before when you didn't have money. You're fighting for survival. That's a different energy. When you get money, now you're like, all right, I built this up. I've got this egg over here. And now you become paranoid about losing it. And that's a different type of fear. And it's like, everybody's like, well, I wish I had that fear. I'm telling you, having money, it doesn't buy happiness. It does not.
Oh, you're right.
They say, well, the people that say that never had money. That's not true. I've got money.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you right now.
It's stressful.
It's stressful. It causes problems. It's not what everybody thinks it is.
Very well said. The question is pretty broad.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm just picking your brain, gentlemen.
And I think Jim just knocked that out the park. What do I think is a lot of money?
Yeah.
Man, that's tough. I think for me, for one, what's really important is acting your wage. When you're young and you really don't come from much, you know, and you see the struggle, you see your parents struggle, you really value, you know, the dollar. So, man, it's such a tough question because if you would have asked me that question 20 years ago, I would have answered 20 grand, 50 grand's a lot of money. But now you're asking 46-year-old Dappa in 2023, you know, I could easily say, you know, Chris, a mill's a lot of money, but then when you think about it, mill's not.
A mill used to be that
A mill is not a lot of money.
When you were kids and they said $1 million, you're like, I can never get to that.
Yeah.
And it's not. And then we have to encounter inflation now and where we're headed, right? So that's a tough question. So I would have to say, just act your wage.
Hey, what was the question again?
There's no right or wrong answer.
Yeah.
What is a lot of money to you?
Enough to make you lose your peace.
Ooh, yeah.
Enough of that. Because there is a number out there that makes people get around you get crazy.
Yeah.
To all you young folks, all you people chasing all these TikTok dreams, when you get that money, it comes with responsibility. When you have money to go buy the Lambo, when you have money to buy the house, when you have money to party.
The most expensive thing in the world to me is acquiring money.
Yeah.
And it ain't the expense people think. It's all the stuff surrounding the responsibility of
The
money,
maintenance
man.
of it.
And that's what I was that's what I was trying to pick your brain.
The maintenance.
Circumstantial. You know, if you don't have a mortgage, if you're a trust fund baby, if your car's paid for, hey, you can live off 80 G's a year. If you don't got it like that, then you have to keep on going. To stack money these days, you gotta make it you can't just have a job to buy a house. And a lot of young kids don't know. I had to figure out the hard way. When I first got the house, we financed 350 grand. This is what I thought was my dream home, right? We financed $350,000. 6 months down the road, I started adding up. I said, hold up. This interest, I said, this ain't gonna cost me 350 G's. If I keep paying it like this, it's gonna end up costing 1.5 million. And as a young man, there was nobody in my family that said, hey, Chris,
do it this way.
When you finance, you got to look out for this, and this. And that's really, like I said, when I ask what is a lot of money to you, it's really circumstantial to your surroundings.
It really
and
is.
atmosphere.
And our mindset, because, you know, Jim's overhead is completely different from what mine is, and compared from mine to yours,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So his mindset's different from mine and vice versa. So you're right, circumstantial.
And very circumstantial. All right, so like I said, we're going way back in time, right?
Uh-oh.
So if you had to go back in time and give advice to yourself, young Jim Grundy, come on, break it down for me.
In your 20s, travel the world, man.
Travel.
Focus on experiences, people, network. No offense to people that are 20 out there right now, but unfortunately in the market that we live in and the climate we live in, you can acquire experience, but you're not going to vertically challenge yourself a whole lot.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of companies out there writing
You gotta
checks
live.
to 20-year-olds. You can go travel. Like if somebody came to me and said, hey, I want a job at Sisu. What have you done the last 10 years? Honestly, I've traveled the world. I've got the coolest experiences in the world. I'm like, you know what, that's interesting. Versus somebody that came in and said, here's my 10-year track record of working lower to middle level jobs in my 20s, of which they were tactically based. I wasn't pressured to be strategic. I don't have experiences or world experiences, and I have no networking. That's not as attractive. So if it were me, I'd go back and say, hey, stop trying to play baseball, right? You're good, you ain't that good, and go travel. Go see the world, go see cultures, go see people, go to just be random.
Yeah.
Chase a dream at the same time though. Like whatever dream you had as a kid, in the 20s is the time to do it. I worked all through my 20s. I look back, I'm just like, what did we do in our 20s?
Nothing.
Restaurant, wait tables.
Nothing.
Right? I mean, and it was good. It taught us a valuable lesson about service and customer service and how to handle situations. But I think our time would have been better spent seeing the world.
No, you're right. Now, one thing that the restaurant industry does teach you, it teaches you to walk up to anybody, look them at the eye, serve them, whether they're acting like crap to you or not. And to me, that's so. What would you tell your young self, Mr. Young Dappa?
Oh, my young. I would have to go back to what I said earlier, man. Is my real issue is I didn't know how to act my wage. I would come up on a lump sum of money or do well. I'd have a little bit of success. But then I'd splurge. I'd buy things that were just out of my means. I'm that cat. I'm that husband where I'd have a little bit of success and I'd show up with a Mercedes for my wife and be a surprise. And she wouldn't be that excited because she would be like, well, why'd you buy a Mercedes? You could have bought a Nissan, you know? And I was the person that would ask for forgiveness instead of for permission. She could tell you many times, honey, you could say how many times I showed up with a new motorcycle or a new dirt bike, and I wouldn't ask for permission. You know what I'm saying? So what I would tell my young self is, act your wage, put God first, family first. That's important, and priorities, man. Being responsible. You know what I mean?
Well said. Well said. Yeah.
You know, a lot of that though, you talk about. You want affirmation from the people around you, and we do that through our gifts. Men do especially.
Yeah.
We want to buy stuff because we want people to say, "Thank you," or "I see you," and you're doing a great job. And we want that done through gifts. And while they can benefit, really at the end of the day, you're looking. I want to be qualified. I want people to see what I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
And that sucks when you're chasing affirmation because I've been there, right? And it's part of our childhood and how we were brought up. You didn't come from much, you didn't come from much, I didn't come from much. It's one of those things where it's like, hey, when you have that insecurity of not having much, now you want to sprinkle some of it all around for everybody. And you want affirmation. You're looking to be a part of something. You want people to say that, hey, this guy's made it, right? And but that's that same insecurity that also wakes us up every day and keeps us going. There's good and bad with it, but affirmation's hard, man. It really is. I find myself, still to this day, I struggle with it, you know, splurging on gifts and over splurging on stuff. Why? I don't know. But you feel, when you're out doing it, you feel like this is
It's the greatest feeling in the world for me to be able to do that. Because
but you feel like you need to. It's like, why do I feel like I need to do this? Right. It's so weird, right?
Right.
And then when you do it, it's just like, ooh, it's a total fail, right? When you give that person that gift and it's like, I don't even want to say ungrateful. Maybe they just don't understand.
They don't understand how much you put, what that means, that gift means to you, or what sweat and tears is behind the money of that gift that I gave to you. A lot of people don't understand where that comes from.
Yeah.
But it's an insecurity. It really is.
It is an insecurity.
You're chasing something.
Right. No, absolutely right.
Man,
I just want to add something real quick, and there's a lot of times that my wife was super appreciative of the lavish gifts, and so are my children. But I got to call out my mom, because mom's reactions to me were the best, because I'm her son, right? I'm her baby boy, right? So she knows what it's like to go out there and grind and hustle, and I remember gifting my mom just lavish gifts, and just to see my mom's tears, you know, of just being so thankful. That's the best feeling in the world, you know, is when the fact that they appreciate it, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to moms.
And that means everything. So man, we've touched on a lot of things, and we have a lot more. I got so many topics in front of me, but you know, we're doing about 30-minute shows, and we got a lot of bonus extra content we're gonna shoot, and we're gonna get there. But so really quick, on our regular show format, what is the dream show for Shop Talk+? There's no right or wrong answer. What would be your dream show scenario?
Okay.
Of us doing this, just what would be a dream scenario of this show?
Man, probably on a golf course with cigars, and we're doing clips. We're shooting in between golf carts and driving up to the balls and having these short little conversations before
Episode number 4, okay?
Yeah, on a golf course, even though I'm terrible at golf and it pisses me off.
Okay. Hey, once you see that green grass and the golf carts, dream show scenario.
If you know Dappa Dan and you come to Dappa Dan, you're my client, you guys know that I'm a gun enthusiast. I love guns. So my dream show for us would be in a helicopter shooting some hogs.
I mean, y'all can go get in a helicopter and kill all the pigs you want. I'll be on the ground cheering for you.
What? No helicopter?
I'm not leaning over with a gun. I'm not going out that way.
No? Okay.
I hear you. Everyone says that until they're not strapped in, right?
So,
No.
dream show scenario for me, what if we went to Finland just to get more gratification on the meaning of Sisu, and we use that into content?
Let's start a riot.
Let's start it right.
Would we?
Getting folks all amped up. Out there.
Ooh, that's the good
Two
one.
Mexicans and an American. Oh man.
Okay, so we have more to do, but for production's sakes, I'm gonna shut the show down, and we're gonna shoot the rest of our content. We're gonna edit it in later. This is a sneakerhead. Before we unveil what we're going on, this guy does not wear sneakers. He's not a sneakerhead. If you had to put him in something, what would that be?
So real crazy, Jim, about
Maybe some Timberland?
about 5 years ago, I was invited to be on a sneaker YouTube show, okay? The first 3 episodes, I wore cowboy boots.
Oh, yeah.
Because I sleep, eat, drink in cowboy boots. After about episode 4, I felt obligated I should start wearing sneakers, but I still love my cowboy boots.
Yeah.
So what I brought today are some pieces that are fairly new on the market, and they is what people call hype. Braden, could you bring the first box, please, sir? Okay, gentlemen, so right here, I have a real treat. This is called the Cactus Plant Flea Market, and it's a collab that a streetwear company by the name of Overgrown, I believe, did with Nike. And this thing is insane. And I want you and Jim to unbox it and give me your guys' initial reaction. So,
Ain't nothing gonna pop out of me, right?
It might.
There's a bag of money gonna slap me in there.
All right, here we go. It comes with a dust bag. It's all the little extras and the little swag that Nike throws in. Look.
Okay, so this.
Take one out and pass over to Jim. What's your initial reaction?
My initial reaction is, because I'm an artist, I appreciate what it is. It's gonna take a certain individual. How about?
Kids are wearing these, guys.
Dog, this is from the Grinch.
The Grinch.
The nickname is the Grinch. So the whole concept is just for people who collect sneakers, this is what you would call a flex. Okay. So you show up with these anywhere, you're flexing on someone.
So you already got the hot shoe. Now you stunting on.
You already got the hot shoe. So what
wild.
happens, Jim? And you can go on YouTube. If you actually give this a haircut, if you give it a haircut, it's an actually better looking shoe than what it is in your hand currently.
So there's.
Okay.
So you see, if you take a glimpse of it,
It looks like grass.
it is. So this shoe dropped at about 180 to 200 originally. It is now skyrocketed to $400 right now on any sneaker platform. So yeah. All right. So our next shoe.
Hey, Shrek out there hooping.
But that's what this show's about, though. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna ruffle some feathers.
That's wild, man. That is a wild shoe.
I thought I was gonna look at something like
So
You kept laughing. I'm like, what are you laughing at? It's a shoe.
no, it's a hairy little beast.
okay. So I promise the next ones won't be as crazy as that first one. But this one here, ladies and gentlemen, this is considered a grail. This here is a Nike Dunk SB. And this, my boys, is the Orange Lobster.
The Orange Lobster. Ooh. Okay, a little bit more stylistic.
This is a big deal to all sneakerheads. The Nike SB probably hit in the early 2000s. Is that correct, Patrick? When the SB 2002. The Lobster is the most sought after dunk. Now, if you look, there's a band on the toe box of the shoe, right?
Yeah.
So that represents, when you go into a Red Lobster and you go into a restaurant and you pick your lobster out of the tank, what does the lobster have on its claws?
Yeah, bands, yeah.
So that's what that represents. So this dropped not too long ago. It was in 2022. I believe the dropped about $300. $330, and this is now skyrocketed to $600. So this is a $600 shoe, gentlemen.
So I'm gonna admit, man, I've been jocking what you got on down there.
These are Retro 3 Jordans. These are the Moose Lens. These are my first pairs of threes. These are so comfortable. You can wear this almost with anything. You can dress them up, you can dress them down. Like I said, it's my first pair of threes, and I gotta say they're pretty nice. This is more of, I think, more your style, my style.
I think anybody would look good in those.
Yeah.
If Jim was to put one on, maybe it'd be something like that. So maybe we do like a contest
for
or
Jim.
something. Sisu driver.
Yeah.
They get a pair of.
So I've got
fresh kicks.
I've got one more. I got one more pair for you guys.
Ooh, we got more.
Maybe we should design one.
There you go.
Design a Sisu shoe.
I got more content coming.
This next one here it's another grail. This was also released in middle of 2022. This here, gentlemen, is the Travis Scott Low. Everyone knows who Travis Scott is. He's a famous Houston rapper. He's married to a Kardashian, I believe, or a Jenner. And this shoe dropped for $220? $150, and it is now skyrocketed to $1,300. And this is the Mocha.
I'm gonna pass that on.
Yeah, pass that on.
That's nice.
Yes, that's clean.
So, Jim, this shoe is more subtle.
You can wear that with a suit right here.
Yeah. You can wear this with a lot. It makes a statement. It really does, because of what the shoe collectors what they're after. You know, it's a Travis Scott. It's a Retro 1. If you pay attention to the logo, that's the original Air Jordan logo that came out in '85. On that shoe, on the back there, it's the Travis Scott logo. So you got the Jordan. And then Travis was, if you notice here, Jim, you see the check mark here? It's regular, but on this side, Travis flipped it. So he was like the first guy to ever do it.
Oh, yeah.
He was the first guy to ever do it. This shoe is a great fall shoe, spring shoe. The earth tone colors are nice. If you see the quality of it too, I don't know what that is. It's some sort of a nice suede on the toe box there. But you can't go wrong with this color. You really can't. So there it is, boys. So one Jordan, one Nike SB, and just that crazy
the Grinch
yeah.
shoe. All right, well, Dappa, I appreciate all your hospitality.
Yeah, brother.
I appreciate you letting us shoot Shop Talk+ here in beautiful Bedford, Texas. Check the drone footage we shot before we got here. Now you're gonna either have to send me some pictures or bring this over so I can shoot these,
most
so we
definitely.
can swag it out. So once again, I appreciate your hospitality.
Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Jim, appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, Jim.
Yeah, man.
Trace OG signing out for Shop Talk+. We'll see you on the flip side. Let's go. All right, that's a wrap. Good stuff, guys.
Yeah.